Now the next topic that we will talk about is power. Now in earlier classes, in your junior classes, you have studied that power is rate of doing work, or we can say that power is rate of consumption of energy. If a body is consuming energy to do some work, then the rate at which the body will consume the energy is called power. Or we can write our old definition, it is the rate of doing work. So we can say that if any body is doing work, then power is a measure of that body. Power is the measure of how fast that body is doing work. If the body is doing work at a very fast rate in a less time, then we can say that body has power. If the body is not able to do work at a fast rate, it is taking longer time in doing the same work, then we can say that body has less power. So power is a measure of how fast, how quickly work is done by a person or by a machine. The SI unit of power is joules per second, or we also call it watt, denoted by capital W. Now let us take an example. Let us say that there is a cliff and a boy is standing on the edge of the cliff, and with the help of a string is holding a block of mass m at some height h from the top. Now he starts pulling the mass up. Let us say he started at t equals to 0, and at t equals to t1 he has the mass in his hands, he has the block in his hands. So he is pulling the block in upward direction, so he is going against the gravity. That means he is doing some work, and the time taken in doing the work is t1. Now if we talk about the power, we can say that the power that is generated is P1, which will be equal to work done upon time. Now in this case the work done is against the gravity, so it will be mgh, and it takes time t1, so it will be mgh upon t1. Now take a similar condition. The same boy holding the same mass at the same height h starts pulling the mass up, and he pulls the mass in time t2 such that t2 is less than t1. That means in this case the mass is pulled upwards at a faster rate. The boy pulls up the mass in a lesser time. So in this case the power, again it will be equal to mgh upon t2, but since t2 is less than t1, so that means power p2 will be greater than p1. So we can say that in this condition the person has consumed more energy at a faster rate, so it generated more power, or we can say that it consumed the energy at a faster rate, so it applied more power was used by the person. So we can, for a process, for any process, power can be defined in two ways. First is average power, and second is instantaneous power. Now we have already done this concept of average and instantaneous in the starting of our syllabus when we defined the average and instantaneous velocities and acceleration. So we know that from that concept we can understand that average power will be the power generated or the energy consumed in the entire process, and instantaneous will be at some particular moment, at some particular instant. So let us discuss both of these. Let us first discuss the average power. So we denote the average power like this. In some books you might find the average power denoted like this also. We are going to use this symbol here. Now average power is given as total work done upon the time taken to do that work. So this average power can also be written as this delta W upon delta T. Delta W is the total work done, final work done minus initial work done upon the change in time. Now if we talk about a rigid body, for a rigid body, we know that the work done is all conserved, all stored in the form of kinetic energy. The entire work done is in the form of kinetic energy. So that means if we calculate the power of a rigid body, then this average power will be given by delta K upon delta T. Similarly, if we are talking about conservative field, then the average power will be given by delta U upon delta T, because both kinetic energy and potential energy are nothing but the energy generated because of some work done. So according to the condition, we can replace W by either kinetic energy or potential energy, or in the case of system of mixed particles, kinetic plus potential energy. So here we can write a note: power can be both positive and negative, because we know that work done can be positive and negative both, so power will also can be positive or negative. If we have a positive power, this means the energy is supplied, there is a supplying of energy. And if there is a negative power, then it means there is a gain of energy. Or in case of power, because it is energy per second in SI unit, so we can say that positive power means supply of energy per second, and negative power means the rate of gain of energy, or gain of energy per second. Let us do an example on it. Let us say that we have a projectile it is projected at a velocity, initial velocity u, and it went like this from point O to this point, and let us say that there is a point A at the maximum height. The angle of projection is theta. So, and we have to find average power from point O to A, where A is the highest point on trajectory of projectile. We have to find the average power for that. Now we can say that average power from O to A can be defined as the work done by time taken. Now here, first let us talk about the work done. What is the work done when the particle is going in upward direction like this? Now we know that the mass of the particle will experience a force mg in the downward direction because of the gravity, and at every point from O to A, this direction of mg will be downward. That means the gravity is doing work in the negative direction. The body is going up, but the mg is downward. So we can say that work done is negative. So in this case, average power is equal to minus mgh upon whatever is the time taken. Now here if we put the values, if we put the formula for the time of flight of projectile, and we know that from O to A this time of flight will be halved, and this is also maximum height. So instead of h, we can put formula for maximum height. We have already done this formula in the videos about projectile motion. So we can put the value of maximum height here and half of the time of flight at t. So in that case, our formula of average power will become sine square theta on 2g u sine theta upon g. And if we solve this, then the average power will be given by half mu sine theta. So this will be the answer to this example where average power is calculated from O to A. Now if A to the for this journey is, if you calculate the average power, then the body is moving in the direction of the force of gravity, then from here to here the work done will, instead of being negative, it will become positive, and the only difference will be the removal of minus sign. So whatever work is done here in the upward motion, the same work is done in the opposite direction in the downward motion, so the total work done or the total energy of the system remains conserved. Now let us come to instantaneous power. We already know that instantaneous power is the power at a particular instant or a particular second. So we can say that in a very small time interval dt, if there is a work done, a small work done, dw, then instantaneous power P can be given as dw by dt. The average power was delta W by delta T. So with the in accordance to the same formula, for a very small interval dt, the work and the work done dw, the power can be given as dw by dt. If the work done, whatever work is this, if this work done is equal to say f dx, say the body is a force is applied on the body and the displacement that happened in the body is a small displacement dx, then the work done can be given as f dx, or in vector form it can be given as f dot dx. Now if this value is put here, then the instantaneous power can be written as f dot dx upon dt, and we know that the dx upon dt is the velocity, so this becomes f dot v. The magnitude of this power will be fv cos theta by using scalar product. So this is another formula for power, which is the dot product of the force and the velocity. So if force is in the direction, if force is in direction of velocity, then power is positive, and if force is opposite to velocity, then power will be negative. So this way, by using this formula, instantaneous power can be calculated, or we can always use the general formula of dw by dt. Now let us understand this with another example. Let us say that a body of mass m is thrown as a projectile at angle theta with horizontal with say initial velocity u, and we have to find instantaneous power developed by gravity at any point. So if we make the diagram of this projectile, then if it is projected with velocity u in this direction at an angle theta with the horizontal, then the projectile will go like this. And let us say that at any instant t, let us say here, the velocity of the projectile is v. Now we know that when a projectile is projected with initial velocity u, its horizontal component is u cos theta, and this horizontal component does not change, it remains constant throughout the journey, because there is no acceleration or no force applied on this horizontal force. But in vertical direction, which is the u sin theta, a constant downward acceleration due to gravity is applied. So at any point the same two components will be there. So if the point at any time t is here, then it will have a horizontal component which will be equal to u cos theta, but in a vertical direction there will be a velocity in upward direction, because u sine theta is in upward direction, this will be u sine theta, and there is an acceleration in downward direction, and we know that velocity is equal to acceleration into time, or acceleration is equal to velocity upon time. So v in downward direction can be written as acceleration into time. So acceleration is d and time taken is t. So from here to here a velocity is generated in the downward direction because of the acceleration due to gravity, this is gt, and the component velocity of u is u sine theta, which is in upward direction. So the total velocity in the y direction will be equal to u sine theta minus gt. So if we write the vector form of this velocity at point t, then it will have u cos theta in x direction, so I cap, plus u sine theta minus gt j cap. This gt component, it comes from this formula, so that you don't get confused, that's why I've written this here. Now power, we have to calculate the instantaneous power, this is F dot V. So that means we have to find the dot product of the force and velocity. So velocity is this, and if we talk about it from here to here, a force is applied on the body, and that force is equal to mg in downward direction. So the body is going in the positive y direction, but mg is applied in downward direction. So we can say that the force is minus mg j cap. Mg is the force, it is in negative direction, downward direction, so minus, and it is in y direction, so j cap. So that means to find the instantaneous power, we have to find the dot product of this force and this velocity. So if we find the dot product, then mg j cap and u cos theta I cap, the dot product of these two quantities will be 0, and the dot product of these two quantities, u sine theta minus gt j cap and minus mg j cap, it will be given as minus mg u sine theta plus mg square t, and this will be the expression that we have been asked to find. So this way average power and instantaneous power can be calculated. You have the formula, and always remember to find the work done with the appropriate signs. Work done can be positive and it can be negative, like in this case. So find the sign of work done, and according to the sign of work done, the power will be positive or negative.